Joining us now for a special edition of PFTPM, he is the great, the sheriff, the all-timer, Peyton Manning. Peyton, great to see you. How are you, pal?
Hey, Mike, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Let me tell you something, and this isn't bullshit either. Back in 2013, 2014 timeframe, when you were getting close to the end of your career, I said repeatedly, whatever Peyton Manning chooses to do when he's done playing, he is going to be wildly successful at it. I never would have had media mogul on the bingo card. How did that happen?
I'm not sure, Mike, exactly how it happened, but it's been fun just to be a part of that kind of on the other side, Mike. You know, when you're playing quarterback, you're sort of kind of right in the middle of it, right? And then when you're, doing a commercial, you're kind of the person. What Omaha and this production company has allowed me to do is to be a part of some things that I don't have to be the centerpiece of, and to give other people a voice and a platform. And so I've never been able to be on that side of it, but it's been fun to kind of partner up with some good people, and whether it's Peyton's Places or Abby's Places, which is about soccer. Abby Wambach kind of telling the story of soccer through her eyes. It's just been fun to be a part of that.
Well, and Omaha Productions is into so many different things. And I'm curious because I've been running the business for 21 years. I never had a plan. Stuff just happens. Do you have a broader strategy, or is it just, we're just going to take this as it comes, opportunities arise, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? Give me an idea of how much you planned all this to happen, because a lot has really happened in a short period of time.
No, it's a good point, Mike. And I would agree that I'm kind of in the same boat as you. We've sort of just tried to throw some completions early, to use a cheesy football analogy. And we hit a couple of long ones with, the Monday night show with Eli, which has been fun to do. Didn't see that happening unfortunately, till COVID hit, and you realize, hey, maybe we can broadcast a game remotely. I mean, Eli kind of thought ESPN was joking. He's like, wait a minute, you want to pay me to watch football with my brother from my house? Even Eli, being an Ole Miss graduate, knew that was a good deal, Mike. So he couldn't pass us on that. So we just trying to throw completions early, and some different things have kind of come our way because of these early ones, and really hasn't been some master plan, to be perfectly honest. We've just tried to kind of do positive, unifying content, partner with some good people, and kind of see where it takes us.
Have you gotten to a point, or will you get to a point where you realize this thing's kind of grown to where I need to have a master plan? Like this beast is kind of taken over, and I got to figure out which direction I'm pointing it in.
No, we have. And we're trying to kind of bring some people in to kind of help us kind of navigate, to kind of see what next steps we need to take. At the same time, still want to kind of do the little things right, and not trying to kind of get, too big, or, get out of our comfort zone, if you will. Trying to take care of the little things, I think, as Tony Dungy used to say, and the big things will take care of themselves. Before
this thing takes on a life of its own, as it already has, I want to mention that you're here today on behalf of Frito-Lay. Tell me what it is that you're doing with Frito-Lay.
Yeah, the World Cup's coming up, Mike, and Frito-Lay brought me and David Beckham together to debate whether it's called football or it's called soccer, right? Clearly, I'm on the it's called soccer side. Beckham was very clear. We're having some Frito-Lay snacks. We're getting ready to watch the World Cup. The debate starts. David wants to bring other people into it, wants to get Mia Hamm's opinion, Brandy Chastain, Julie Foudy. Thankfully, they were on my side. They're on the soccer side. Then we started polling fans. Very different opinions out there, whether it's football or soccer. The point is, it doesn't matter what you call it. You can still come together. You can watch it. You can have some Tostitos snacks and salsa and enjoy watching sports together. That's what the spot's about. And I was honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, get a bag of chips, or as Beckham would call them, crisps, and sit down and watch the World Cup starting very soon. You mentioned Tony Dungy, and the Colts have been in the news just a little bit the last week or so. Jeff Saturday probably as well as anybody. What's going to be the biggest challenge for him week to week? I still can't believe they pulled it together and won under the most difficult circumstances imaginable. But building on that, how do you go forward and sustain it? What's going to be the hardest part for him?
Well, last week was impressive. Certainly, Jeff coming in, but the team sort of stepping up and playing, arguably their best game of the year. I was at the Colts Commanders game. They honored Tarek Glenn. Jeff and I were there together. That was not great football. And all of a sudden against the Raiders, they started doing some good things. So credit to the team for bouncing back after a tough week. Mike, no one wants to see anybody get fired. Frank Reich was a good friend of mine, former coach, but they stepped up and kind of answered the bell. So if they can do that, week after week, maybe the Colts can get on a little run. Look, I think for Jeff, he's been around football. He's a super smart guy. He's going to kind of learn the things that he's good at. He's going to ask questions of the things maybe he doesn't understand. That's the sign of a good leader. Don't admit you have all the answers. At the same time, when it comes to getting Quentin Nelson, maybe playing a little better, Jeff's going to help that. He's going to challenge him. He's going to challenge Kelly. I thought the offensive line probably had one of their best games of the year against the Raiders.
Tom Brady addressed this last night, whether he could walk through the door as a head coach tomorrow with 23 years of playing experience. You clearly could if you wanted to. For me, I think the challenge would be, how much of your life do you want to surrender to this? And I know from being around Coach Dungy, he was not the guy who was there till 3 a.m. like the Sean Paytons of the world are. How do you properly strike that balance between not letting it consume your life and have you sleep in 3 hours a night, sleeping in a mattress in your office, not seeing your family more than once a week? What's the right way to do it? And is there any way to do it when you're in the middle of the fight? You just go.
Well, maybe the way to do it is to skip the draft and the training camp and just come in November and start coaching a team. That's one way to eliminate some stress. Obviously we'll see how this plays out, but the coaches, it's not just a fall thing, as you know, Mike. I mean, it is a year-round, everyday commitment. There are no off days in football, not really for players, but especially not for coaches, right? Players get a little time off after the Super Bowl, a couple of weeks. You can go back and train on your own. And then around April, you got to be back in the facility. Well, those coaches, I mean, that's when, draft evaluation starts. So it is a grind. There's different ways to do it. You're right about Coach Dungy. He was not staying over there till 3 a.m, but he was still all encompassing, all in, thinking about it all the time. So that'll certainly be an adjustment for Jeff, without a doubt.
I've said in the past too, and this is all on record. I'm not just, being like Chris Farley here. I've said in the past that I'd like to see you involved in ownership because I think you'd be good for the game, to have your voice at the table, not the business, but the game, caring about the game. So let me take it another step farther. A group of owners approaches you someday, hypothetically, and says they'd like you to consider competing to be the commissioner. What's your first flicker if you would hear that statement?
Being the commissioner, I'm not qualified, in my opinion. I've seen Roger Goodell was the commissioner of the first Super Bowl that he had. The Colts beat the Bears. I have this great picture of Roger and Jim Nantz up there on stage. Great moment. Roger looks a lot younger back in 2007 than he does now, and it hasn't been that long ago. So, look, he's done a heck of a job. I'm not sure anybody wants to follow Roger Goodell as commissioner. It's like following John Wooden at UCLA. I mean, the bar has been set high. Roger takes criticism, certainly, but I think he's been great for the game. And that's just not something, on my radar, specifically because I don't think I'm qualified to do it. But it's important whoever follows him continues doing it the right way he's done it.
Okay, last one before I let you go. You're the commissioner for one moment. What's the rule you would change? One rule you'd change right now.
I get rid of the batted ball because it means the defensive line have not had a good pass rush. They're taking a play off and they're simply jumping and batting the ball. And then down there close to the red zone, when the defense is off sides, when the offense has a false start, the offense goes back 5 yards, but yet when the defense is off sides, it only goes half the distance. I want those 5 yards back. I'm entitled to get the 5 yards back for the defense making a mistake. Those are two rules. They've got to go.
Got it. All right. Hey, Peyton, congratulations on all the success. Thanks for some of your time today, and looking forward to talking to you again down the road at some point.
Okay, Mike. Thanks a lot.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.